la 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 la. Hello! Day 4, baby! Day 4, we're back. We're back. Never count me out. Never count me out, chat. We are back. Day 4 is crazy. Oh my goodness. What is up? What is up? How is everyone doing today on this fine... Is it Sunday? Yeah, these days have been going by just so fast. Because all I'm doing is waking up, streaming, going to bed. Waking up, streaming, going to bed. What is up? What is up? What is up, chat? We're live a bit earlier than usual. I say a bit earlier, a lot earlier than usual. Because last stream, I said we were going to be live at like 5:30. Because Dawko's interview with Scott starts at like 6. It did not click in my head. That is 6 UK time. And that is 1 p.m. my time. So we're a bit early today. A bit early today. Boys. How am I today? I am refreshed. I am all ready for Freddy. The interview is approximately like, what, 53 minutes I saw? Let me quickly check. I know Kat tweeted about it. Yes, the interview is 56 minutes, 33 seconds. So, is that a bit shorter than the last live stream? Or the last interview, because I think that was over an hour? Yeah, the last interview was an hour and a half, actually. So this one is significantly shorter. Half an hour shorter. Which I'm a little disappointed by, quite frankly, because this is a massive deal. This is a massive deal. This interview is like, you know, the original one was back in 2018, when it was still mostly just Scott working on the franchise. But now, dude, we're a full-blown, like, you know, we got a movie now. We got multiple studios working on multiple games. We got multiple book series. I feel like there's a lot to talk about. I'm a little sad it's not even an hour long. Domos, what is up? Thank you so much for the donation again. I will not miss it. I will not miss your donation this time. I will not. So sorry for missing your donation yesterday, but I will not miss it today. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's a little unfortunate. This one is only 56 minutes, but it's whatever. I'm still looking forward to it, obviously. I trust Dawko has picked good questions. I feel like if there's anyone to host an interview with Scott, it should be Dawko. Dude's killing it. Dude's been killing it. He killed it last time. Bring the man's back. The original stream is also linked down below, or the original video is linked down below if you want to watch it yourself. I know there's a few people who want to watch it with no stream delay, or just want to watch it without me yapping over it, which is totally fair. I totally understand. But I'm going to watch it myself. I'm going to probably be tweeting about it as well. If there's any big lore drops, or not lore drops, but like, you know, he says something about the FNAF movie, or he says something about, you know, something interesting, something tweet-worthy. I'll probably do that as well, so I might be a bit too locked in that I forget to, like, talk to you guys or commentate, but I'm very intrigued to see what this is going to be like. Have I bought the Chipper and Tyke Sons figures? I've not. I'm planning sometime soon to do a big U2's purchase. Because I have still not bought the movie figures either. And I saw that some of those are shipping out. Either that or the plushies are shipping out. So, I gotta keep up to date with YouTube stuff. But also, quite frankly, my videos covering the YouTube's products don't do super well. So I'm not too, you know, worried about getting them super fast. Or getting them overall. Yeah, so the collab does happen tomorrow. I put out a tweet earlier today asking for everyone's final predictions. Chat, what do you think it is? A lot of people are saying Fortnite. I am still kind of hoping it's Fortnite because I love Freddy Fazbear and I love Fortnite, so I kind of hope he's in. I've seen some other people throw out like Among Us or Fall Guys or Stumble Guys, which are pretty much like the go-tos. I think that's even what Scott commented on when he replied to someone asking for FNAF collabs a couple years ago. So yeah. Love from Scotland. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Shout out to Scotland. It's crazy there's so many people watching from all over the world. But thank you so much for the donation. Funko Fusion. I don't think that's the collab. I don't think the collab is something that's already determined. So I don't think it's Survival Crew, which is the Roblox game. I don't think it is Funko Fusion, because that's already revealed. It's been revealed for months now. Like, that's not an announcement. Dead by Daylight already has a DLC in August with Castlevania. And I'm pretty sure they have DLC planned to, like, next year. So I don't think it's going to be Dead by Daylight. But we'll see. What up, Bonzi? You're not in my house. Go away. In terms of other news, very quickly, Matthew Lillard, literally like 30 minutes before the live stream, revealed officially, it's been speculated and it's kind of been leaked or rumored for a while, but he did confirm that the second FNAF movie begins filming in October.
I'm available. I'm doing a TV show right now. I'm doing FNAF in October, but I'm available. Greg, bro, everyone knows that I'm available.
So there you go. FNAF 2 officially confirmed filming in October. Very exciting news. And of course, we've gotten plenty of teasers of that already in the form of images from the Scott Games account. I'll quickly pull them up just as another start a stream refresh in case you are out of the loop, because I know I've not had time to make a proper FNAF news video, but this is what we're looking at. So we got Chica. Looks like some mold of Toy Chica's face. This is her without the beak, so it does seem like she's going to take off her beak in the actual movie, which is awesome. We got the eyes of Toy Bonnie, as well as his ears in the top right, and then finally, the rib cage of either Mangle or some endoskeleton. So that is all the movie updates today. There should be another one today, because they're doing it daily so far. There's going to be another one today. It seems like they're posting it... When did the Chica one come out? Like 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern time, around that time. So this stream is definitely going to be done before that happens, so we won't be able to see that live. But stay on the lookout for that Twitter page and you'll see it. And then also for FNAF news, because once again, I do not have time to make an actual FNAF news video, so very quickly getting you guys up to speed. Last video, we took a look at the 5 laps at Freddy's trailer from Click Team. Yeah. A lot of people got their videos out on it. I personally think it looks pretty fun. It definitely could use a bit more touch-up in, like, the environments and graphics department, but it is only a demo. Click Team did confirm that they plan to launch 5 laps at Freddy's on consoles, and ideally, they want it out on mobile as well. I wouldn't say those are necessarily confirmed, but they do want to launch it on consoles, and it does seem like they want it out on mobile as well. And then finally, for FNAF news, and then I'll start looking at the chat because I've been ignoring you guys very quickly. U2's has revealed a plushie of Into the Pit Spring Bonnie from the new Into the Pit game coming out in only a couple days now. I think he looks a bit goofy, but Into the Pit fans, there you go. And that's pretty much everything. So there's your quick FNAF news recap for the day. What do you guys think? Am I wearing a FNAF shirt? No. It's a Guardian shirt. Tomorrow, though... No, tomorrow's the collab. I've planned out my shirts, actually. So for 5 laps, I'm going to wear my Roxanne Raceway shirt, because, you know, it's racing. And then on Into the Pit, I'll wear my Into the Pit t-shirt. But, no, I just grabbed a shirt today. And then, quite frankly, I might not be live tomorrow. Monday, Tuesday, I've already talked about this. I might not be live tomorrow for the announcements. Because I don't know what they are. If it's something big and it turns out the collab is releasing tomorrow, I'll be live. But I don't think I'll be live tomorrow or Tuesday. I'm going to take a bit of a break. And then work on videos as well, because I do want to edit together a T-Jock video. And I do want to... I guess I don't have enough news for a FNAF news video. So I guess just T-Jock. My Pop Goes, I still need to finish. Maybe I'll go live on Monday and Tuesday to try and finish my Pop Goes. But I also know that chat will be super annoying and just constantly ask, when's the collab announcement happening? Which I won't have the answer to. So I don't really want to deal with that for the whole day, so I probably won't do that. But yeah, T-Jock video is on the way. I want to edit that together for either tonight or tomorrow. My Pop Goes I need to finish. I want to get a video out on that as well. And then, I guess at the end of the week, once the anniversary week is done, I'll get out a video on all the FNAF movie stuff. And then also 5 laps, obviously we'll get a video. Into the Pit will get a video. But I'll also be streaming those, so. It's a busy week, people. Anyways, how are you guys? I saw Hottest Dark earlier. What did you say? FNAF. Yeah, FNAF. Yeah, I don't know why he sounded like Obama. My fellow FNAF friends. I want to wear a Sonic shirt. I wore the Sonic shirt yesterday, right? I thought so. What questions can Dawko not ask Scott? No lore questions. No questions about the lore, no questions about the story of FNAF, which I saw a lot of people upset about, but that was the case for the original interview as well back in 2018. So don't get mad. Ask why Funko lost their license. It's just business, man. I'm not expecting too many, like, business questions in this interview. I'd like that personally. I would love to know why they switched to Jazzwares. Why they got rid of Funko for Jazzwares. But I don't feel like Dawko would ask those kind of questions. I feel like he's gonna be like, why is I can't even think of one. See, this is why he's interviewing Scott, not me. I'm not expecting many big reveals. I think it's mostly just gonna be chill. I think much like the Steel Wool interview with John, it's mostly just gonna be them talking, chit-chatting, which I'm fine with. There might be a few hints here and there for things coming in the future, especially because this is for the 10th anniversary. I think Scott knows that, and it is such a, like, we never get an interview with him. So hopefully he realizes that this is a very special occasion, and maybe he drops just some crumbs. Just some crumbs. That'd be nice. Hello from New York. What's up, New York? The new Scott model? I think it's fine. I think the old one's better, personally. But this one's not bad. In case you guys don't know. This is a new Scott model. So we got 16 minutes. Probably by the time you guys see this, 15 minutes to the interview. What questions would you guys like asked? If you could ask Scott a question, what would you ask? Can you give us a tour of my room? There should be a room tour video on my channel. Just go look up JonnyBlox room tour. It should be there. I did see Chris from 3C Films Google Toy Chica. I don't know what he was thinking. Man. He saw like an image of pregnant Toy Chica with Freddy, and he's like, what the heck are you guys making? And then he scrolls down further, and it's like, Toy Chica wearing no bib, and it is quite detailed. And he was like, oh, okay, we're just gonna scroll up. I was like, dude, Chris, what are we doing out here, man? And I did also see his reply to my tweet about Toy Chica. He was like, hello, Toy Chica. So I think Chris might be a bit too excited for Toy Chica, but can you blame him? Can you blame the man? Scott Cawthon, rise! Where's your anger? Are you mad? Why was SB bad on release? I don't think they're gonna talk about that. Also, I feel like they need to... They can't talk about SB. SB is such a complex subject. It would, honest to God, take up like half the runtime of the interview. Like, yeah, so what happened with Security Breach? What was like the original vision? He's like, well, Dawko, you see, I wanted to bake this cake. And I wanted it out by Christmas. He had the blur feature. That blur feature did not help him. I saw the clip. That did not help him in the slightest. That did not help him in the slightest, man. But it's nice to be back in the swing of things with FNAF movie news. It's so cool. It hasn't fully clicked with me yet, but it's exciting. These ads are annoying. I swear, man, I put low ads on. I don't know why YouTube does this, man. Delay ads. Monetization. Lower ads. Jesus Christ, YouTube. Relax. Yeah, this is another stream where I'm like, because I'm reacting to something and it's something so important, like a Scott Cawthon interview, I want as little ads to play as possible, and I'm trying to tell YouTube that. I promise you. But they just keep playing them. I don't want to make money. We'll be calling Dawko on a BlackBerry phone. Allegedly, Scott has a better mic this time. Dawko replied to someone, and he said that Scott sounds a lot better this time around. Let me pull up that reply so you know I'm not misleading you. Where'd it go? He sounds much better this time. From Pablo. So hopefully, he's not literally calling from the FNAF phone guy phone. Oh, hello, hello, hello. I wonder if he's going to start off with that same bit again. Oh, hello. Clip your nails, brother. I hope you have a good day today, FNAF God, but respectfully, I don't care about what you think. I'm not getting any ads. I think they show up at different times for different people. I don't want to make money, man. For once, I'm not looking to make money out of these streams. Especially with something like this. I know people want to watch the interview. I'm not trying to shove ads in your face while we're watching it. I prefer small YouTubers because they actually read comments. Brother in Christ, I'm looking at your comments right now. I just read yours. Secret collab? I want Fortnite. But it's also possible it's not even a game collab. You know? Just joking, you the goat. Thanks. Yeah. One reason why I'm upset, I touched upon this earlier, that it's so short is just because there's so much more to talk about now. In the 2018 interview, it was really just the games. Because the Fazbear Frights launched in 2019, so there wasn't much to talk about there. The movie was still in production hell. There wasn't anything to talk about there. But now, we've got like several book series. We've got an entire movie. Another movie on the way. We got all the 10th anniversary stuff. We got all the merchandise. Like, there's so... And there's multiple companies working on different games now. There's just a lot to talk about, so I really wish it was longer. It is pre-recorded. Yeah, this was recorded like a month or 2 ago, I think. Whenever Help Wanted 2 released on flat mode, it was around that time. Ralph from Freddy Fazbear's. It's me, Ralph. I'm here in my, the week before Five Nights at Freddy's 1. I'm seeing a lot of people compliment my room. Thank you. Again, there should be a room tour video from earlier this year. You can't see it actually, but this chair right here with the cupcake plush is just filled with some new merchandise. I gotta rearrange my room again because there's just so much. The interview is only 56 minutes. 56 minutes, 33 seconds. The last interview was an hour and a half. So this one's down by 30%. I mean, 30 minutes. Domino's Pizza FNAF would go hard. Why am I still talking in my VIP voice? I mean, my voice is probably just gone. So it probably sounds a bit like that. Which is also why I want to take a break on Monday and Tuesday. Because I've been live for several hours the past 4 days in a row now. So, my voice needs a rest. I do have water now. Brought to me by my brother's Elvis Presley cup. You couldn't even see it. Wow. How do we know the length? There's some system you can do on YouTube that checks the lengths of videos before they're out. Premiere videos. I saw Kat did it, and I trust that. It's going to be a clothing brand. I feel like they would recognize if they said a mystery collab is being revealed. I would hope that the Scott Games team, or Striker or whatever would understand most people's expectations would be a video game collab. Again, I don't think it's out of the question that it's non-gaming, but I would pray they would understand most people would expect a collab to be with another game. My voice is gone too. Me and the boys went to an amusement park, and on every roller coaster I screamed, you know, we should be in Monty's Gator Golf, rock and roll. It's funny because talking to Hottest Dog off camera is exactly the same. He'll start to say something that like sounds believable. He'll like say some story, and then I'll be like, oh, yeah, and then I saw Freddy Fazbear, and he showed up and said, Hottest Dog, you have to come with me. We have to go save, you know, Manhattan from the plushies. It's the exact same conversations. Probably a video game. I hope it's a video game. But also, I mean, you guys saw how terrible my PC ran for T-Jock the other day, so hopefully it's not a video game that is too intense. But I did play a bit more of T-Jock off camera after that stream just to get like the rest of the achievements, and that game is so fucking good, dude. I will absolutely have a better PC by the time the game comes out next year, because it is peak. It is peak. I saw Markiplier played it as well. I was shocked. I didn't think he was going to play the demo. I thought he was just going to wait for the full game, especially with Into the Pit coming up so soon. But, I mean, FNAF Anniversary is the time to cash in on all those FNAF videos, so I can't blame him. You really did see Freddy? I believe it. Among Us collab? I wouldn't be too upset if it was Among Us. I'm fine with that. I wouldn't be, like, excited. I'd be like, oh, that's cool. What are my specs? I don't know. It's, like, a decent PC, though, but I got it in 2019. So it's 5 years old at this point, and I've done zero maintenance on it. So, she's pushing her lifespan. Hope Markiplier plays 5 laps. I don't know if that's his game. Again, he might do it just to cash in on the FNAF stuff, but I don't think that's his game, really. He never really plays the spin-offs. He didn't play FNAF World. He didn't play any of Freddy in Space or Fury's Rage. So it might not be his cup of tea. I know I need to upgrade, but dude, I mean, there's so much going on. PAX is coming up. I'm trying to save up for PAX. Some guys is way more used to collabs. I mean, did you see how fast Lethal Company got into Fortnite? I'm sure they've been pushing for FNAF because they know it's popular and a lot of people want it. I'm thinking it's Scott who's been holding back on it because it's got guns. Ads? Jesus. I don't know how to stop them. I put them on the lowest. I put them on the lowest possible show up time. I don't know what to do. Can I disable ads for the entire stream? Oh, here we go. Here you go, chat. There should hopefully be no more ads now for the entire stream. Just remind me to turn it back on the next time. Hopefully no more ads. So of course that does mean I'm making very little money on this stream. So maybe you guys could, like, you know, sub to the channel. I think we've unlocked a new emoji or a new emote slot with members. So I might need, what emote would you guys like? I don't think we have many good ones right now. We got like a Freddy head, Mr. Hippo. I think Monica's there. Exotic Butters, Map Hat. I think those are what we have. So if you guys have any fire emote suggestions, feel free to let me know. All right, there's just a few more minutes now, chatters. Do 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 do. pogging Freddy. I think we have that one. I think it's Freddy basically doing the pog face. Mr. Hippo, you guys are saying the emotes we already have. Dawko chat's going crazy. I don't even want to look at it. I'm looking at it, though. Let's have a look. Oh, boy. Well, I see Dawko said happy anniversary. There's 7,000 people watching his stream. Boyfriend from Friday Night Funkin'. I said if you guys have any good emote suggestions. Buff Glamrock Freddy. Alright, I'm gonna not ask you guys for anything else ever again. Yo, Little Jet coming clutch. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. That'll go to the new PC. Bonzi, don't leak that, man. Don't leak that. Do 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 do. Oops. Do 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 do. I'm gonna quickly have a tweet ready just in case he does announce something. Poggers. Like I said, I will be live reacting to it, but I might also be live tweeting about it, so if I go silent for a bit, it's probably because I'm tweeting. The Faz Force cast in Fortnite, that could be cool. I feel like if they do end up doing a Fortnite collab, it'll be the Glamrocks. I feel like they're just the most... I feel like they fit better than, like, the originals. Yeah, I'm gonna show a stream. Here it is. Sorry, I was just... It's just on the starting soon screen, so that's why I haven't been showing it up. Also because it does a countdown. YouTube premieres do like a 2-minute countdown. So that's why it wasn't up on the stream. But here it is, chat. Here's the thumbnail. Look at Scott Cawthon, live in the flesh. I do not think he's showing up on camera. I know we finally got like a video of Scott in real life in MatPat's final game theory. But it seems like with this new model... Dawko, what's up, man? Appreciate you coming through. Also, massive shout out to Dawko for letting me react to this. I messaged him last night because I was like, I should probably get permission, huh? I feel like I should ask permission before I steal what, a couple hundred of his viewers. Appreciate it, man. The original video is linked down below if you guys want to go put it up on like another tab. Leave that running. Give my homie some extra watch time. Drop a like on that video as well. Do 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 do. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it, Dawko. Yeah, unfortunately, I think we're just sticking with this model. It's a good model, but man, Scott on camera would have been great. It would have been cool to see them, like, together. Sitting together with the interview. I understand Dawko would have to, like, fly out for that. Better mic is good. Better mic is a lot better. I'll take that. I'll take that. Oh, and MegaCat Studios just put out another countdown teaser for Into the Pit. Let me see if that's anything of note. Ooh, it actually is. Whoa. Oh no, it's starting now. Hold on, we got 2 minutes. Let me show you guys this new Into the Pit countdown thing because it's actually kind of cool. Doo-doo. Where'd he go? We got some drawings. Look at this, chat. New countdown teaser for Into the Pit. In 4 days. Some drawings of, I'd assume, like, Pit Bonnie and Freddy. Or just Bonnie and Freddy. Exciting. Maybe next time in person? We pray, Dawko. We pray. I would absolutely love that. I think everyone would. Okay, let me go back to the, Do-do-do-do-do. The stream's not lagging, right? Am I laggy? Boom, 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 boom. This music goes so hard. 1 minute, chat. I'm just gonna quickly make a tweet about that countdown because it's cool. Only a couple more seconds. This. Perfect. Here we go, here we go. Let me know how the volume is as well.
Scott, tell me what's in the box.
Oh!
I think as the 10-year anniversary,
his mic is so much better.
Us, I will give this as my gift to the fan base on this 10th anniversary. What's in the box is
He's gonna troll. He's trolling. He's trolling. Okay, it's high quality. He's trolling. Mabel.
Hi, Mabel.
Oh, there's subtitles
Yeah,
too.
she's the best. What's going on, guys? Dawko back again. Hope you're fantastic today. And it's the 10-year anniversary of Five Nights at Freddy's. It is August the 5th, which means if you've been looking at the list, what the official Twitter has been saying, it's the
Dawko, that's the outdated list.
Scott Cawthon, everybody.
Hey, everybody. How's it going? Dawko, good to see you again.
Yes, 6
Yo!
years since the last interview, right? Which is crazy. A lot of things have been happening since then, so let's go back a little bit. So the interview was
Mabel.
August 2018. So
I love the
after that,
subtitles.
We got Help Wanted, Special Delivery, Security Breach. Help
Volume's all
Wanted
good,
2,
chat. Volume's all good. Let me
DLCs.
know.
There's a lot going on. And of course, the future games as well. Yesterday, Steelwall has announced something. I
Oh,
don't
God.
know what it is yet. Because
Imagine they
we're
leaked
recording
it.
This, you know, a couple
Okay.
months before.
Can you freaking
But guys,
imagine?
Whatever it was, I hope you're very excited for it. Future Dawko, Into the Pit as well. Stuff to look for. There's so much stuff to look forward to.
Into the
and it's really
Pit.
cool that you've done like a week of exciting things for the 10-year anniversary. You know, we've never seen something like this before. 10 years of Five Nights at Freddy's, which is it's pretty crazy, right?
Turn it
I
up a
can't
bit.
believe it's been so long since our last interview. That really seems like just
There we go.
it doesn't. How long did you say ago? It was 6 years ago.
Let me
That's
know
hard to
how
believe.
I
That's
know.
impossible to believe.
I know, right?
Seems pretty loud for me,
I've
but
actually got a song for you.
Oh.
I'm going to play for you. To
Live
celebrate
performance?
The 10-year anniversary.
Okay, no, this is getting things off to a kind of an awkward start, but I'll let you go on ahead.
Okay. Are you
No,
ready
wait,
for
you're
this?
gonna be performing. Wait, you're gonna be performing this yourself, or is something recorded?
I've got the harmonica right
oh
here.
crap!
Oh, a harmonica.
I've
Okay,
been-
my favorite.
I've been practicing this song for over 32 years. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Come on, Dawko! Go on the
Come
main
on now,
stage.
you started this.
Right. Okay.
go.
Ready? I'm really good. I'm really good.
Now, I will admit that I couldn't actually hear that. I don't know if I don't know if your thing was cutting the audio out.
Well, I actually played a spell.
Oh.
The spell is from 1864
Oh?
by a wizard named Dewey Muscrewy.
Oh.
Okay.
That spell has now hypnotized you to tell me all the lore of Five Nights at Freddy's.
I like this spell.
Oh, jeez. Now, I thought we talked about this in advance. Now, listen. This is a bad idea to start talking about lore. All right, well, here, you'll have to give me specific questions, and I'll
Oh?
see what I can answer for
Imagine
you.
it actually revealed stuff.
I was joking.
But I make no promises.
Scott, tell me what's in the box.
Yeah, he's gonna troll.
Wow, just direct.
Yeah.
Just out and direct, just like that.
Yeah.
Well, look, okay. It's the 10-year anniversary, okay? And even though I like to be elusive, I like to kind of tease the fan base. I like to, and I do like there to be an
Dawko
air
did
of
just do a
mystery
video
about
on the
things.
box.
Sometimes I do let things go on for too long, and I understand that sometimes things become not fun
He's dragging this out
anymore.
way
And
too much. He's
things
trolling.
can become frustrating for theorists. So, okay, I think as the 10-year anniversary is upon us, I will give this as my gift to the fan base on this 10th anniversary.
Oh.
What's in the box
Oh.
is...
Oh. Scott, you're breaking up, man. Scott, we lost you, man.
Oh my god.
And that's about it.
Wait.
And that's it, man.
Wait, hold on. Wait, no, Doc. Wait, the stream lagged, Dawko. Wait,
So
hold
like
on.
We've been speaking about 10 years of Five Nights at Freddy's, which is a crazy amount of time.
I knew it.
can't believe
He's
we're
such a
still
troll.
here. It's been such a journey. So I just wanted to ask you, do you have a highlight moment for the whole 10 years of Five Nights at Freddy's since 2014?
He's such a troll.
I think there have definitely been a lot of satisfying moments. Like obviously, if whenever one of the new games would come out and it would be positively received, that was obviously a huge relief.
I don't think he actually
there's
told
never
Dawko.
been any goal other than just giving everybody what they were
Maybe
really
he did.
hyped up about. Because when you see everybody getting hyped up and getting excited, if suddenly something comes out that just is a big letdown, there's no greater fear, I think, for
I wonder what
a
that
game developer. So
could be in reference
that was
to.
always satisfying and a relief. But I think the biggest highlight was probably just going to the movie theater to watch the movie when it finally came out, because behind the scenes of all of the games throughout the years and behind the scenes of all the books being written and everything else, there was always the movie. The movie was just a slow burn
awesome.
project, even just starting as late as 2014. So that has been in
Really?
the background
I
being
guess it was announced in
progressing
2015, yeah.
for almost the entirety of that. No, not almost the entirety of that first 9 years. So to be able to actually go sit in the theater and
The movie
hear the
experience was
reaction
so
from
cool.
everybody and hear the fans really enjoy it, that was
Why is he doing the
definitely
cinema pose?
that was definitely a moment
Why is
of,
he going
of
cinema?
just real happiness for me, I think.
Literally 9 years, having ups and downs, getting the script right as well. I know you've said on posts before you've had so many scripts made for the movie.
Yeah, the movie experience, just seeing it with
pushes
fans,
in Manhattan
insane.
or something. That was one of the scripts. So
Yeah, it was.
yeah, I can imagine how difficult it's been, like
I feel like we
trying
should
to get
still
it
get
all
that.
done. I can just imagine. Well, I can't imagine it because I'm not you, but when me, Raz, and Ryan and Baz went to a premiere for it and sat down at the cinemas, and we all looked at each other at the end, and we had to we couldn't believe it, and we didn't even make the games. We've been there since basically day one. But
That's got to be
we all
insane
said,
going from
imagine how
where Scott
Scott's
came
feeling
from,
right now.
his
Just
own
sitting
little
down and seeing
animations,
it
to seeing
actually,
an actual
on the
movie
big screen.
he made.
It must be a crazy feeling.
Yeah, and now that I've been through the process, I can tell you it's a miracle that any movie gets made. Just being through that process, just how many wheels have to be turning at the same time, and how many things. And even though this process took a long time for me, Hollywood works at just blazing speed, where there's 100 things happening at the same time, and it's a miracle if these things get coordinated. And sometimes things don't work out, but sometimes they do. On the day that I was driving to New Orleans, and the shooting was supposed to start the next day, on that drive, I was on the phone. It was like a 5-hour drive from where I was. I was on the phone the entire time trying to finish contracts and finish negotiating points, because there were still open items with there were still things that needed to be resolved with Universal, Blumhouse, the Actors Guild, the Writing Guild. There were just Louisiana. There were all of these things, and any one of them not being settled properly would mean we couldn't start filming. And all of those conversations were happening at the same time, and all of them depended on one of the other ones.
That's got to be so
And
stressful.
so that was a very stressful drive.
Yep.
But that's just the way that Hollywood works. There's a million things happening at once. It was definitely a whirlwind, but to see all of those pieces come into place, it was pretty remarkable. And yeah, like you were saying, just all of the scripts, starting just with 2015. There were a couple of deals that weren't very good that I'm very fortunate didn't pan out. But then whenever I was with Warner Brothers briefly, that was a good deal, and I was very, very grateful to have that. But even that, whenever the stars seemed to have aligned, things just didn't work out there either.
Fascinating.
And so I was really fortunate to meet up with Jason Blum and get to have that deal with Blumhouse. You know, they had a lot of faith in the project, and they were following my lead on a lot of things, you know, sometimes to a fault, because lots of times I would throw things out and want to start over. But, you know, they were with me the whole journey. They were with me, and they believed in the vision. And, everybody just had the fans at heart. That's all anybody wanted to do. Everybody was just making sure that every part of the movie would be something that the fan base would look at and recognize or relate to or connect with. And I think in the end, we were able to accomplish that. And I'm just really happy with that. And I think we landed with just the perfect cast, which, again, that almost didn't happen either. There were a couple of instances where someone else was about to get a part, and then something would happen that would make that not work out. To know, and then someone better would step in. And I've said this to, my contacts at Blumhouse numerous times just over this last 6 months, even since the movie came out, thinking, aren't we glad that we got like Josh Hutcherson for this role? Like, isn't it great we had Elizabeth Lale for this role? Isn't it awesome we had Matthew Lillard for this role?
Definitely.
Isn't it great we ended up with Piper Rubio for this role? Like, every single person
I'd love to know the actors,
absolutely perfect in those slots, and everybody was just a delight to work with.
Actors for
once again, since I'm new to kind of the film industry, I got to talk to people about their other experiences on other projects, and it can be really scary because usually, from what I understand, every production has one member of the cast or one person on staff or just one person that causes problems or something like that. We didn't have anything like that. Nothing like that. Okay. Everybody was just phenomenal. They were just a joy to work with, and getting to go to filming was really fun. So it was a really fun experience, and in the end, I'm just happy that the fans were happy with it. Now, that's not to say the film didn't have it's places where it could have been improved, and we're all and me and Emma and Jason Blum, we're definitely chat about that and looking to make sure the second movie is a step up and an improvement. Okay. So lots of good things to look forward to, I think.
Yes,
nice.
Exciting.
Love that.
And yeah, you're right about the fan reaction. The fans absolutely loved it. Like, we all can't wait for the next movie. It's so exciting. And I'm so glad, it's actually happening as well.
I love that.
Exciting
I love
times.
that they're taking feedback.
You said that you've got a highlight of the 10 years of FNAF. If you could go back and change one thing in those 10 years, do you have anything that you would change?
I think this was a question he asked originally.
No, the one thing I would change, I wish I could go back and have one more shot at FNAF World. I really, really do.
You can!
I know it still would definitely be the oddball in the series, no doubt, and maybe it would still have been a poor decision in general.
You guys remember when he updated FNAF 1 on Steam?
Decisions made at the beginning of that project that doomed it from the start. Like, I was making it with mobile in mind, so it was a really slow resolution. I was thinking about it as a game on the phones. I tried to make the whole game on one frame in Click Team Fusion. That just means I wasn't allowing it to be as big as it could have been. I was trying to cram it all together for my own convenience. There were just several decisions that were made that really hindered that. And also, I was in a rush because I was getting a little arrogant, thinking that, hey, anything I make is going to be gold, and I definitely ate some humble pie with that really, really quick. And I learned that is not the case. And so I've tried to be very careful not make that mistake again after that. But yeah, if I could go back and change one thing, I wish I could maybe work with a different developer and just really make it a high resolution game, get in some really good graphics, maybe get someone else to help me with those graphics.
That's so fascinating.
It could have been a good game.
He used to never want to touch FNAF.
Who knows? Maybe somewhere down the line, if I get really antsy about it and have a lot of free time on my hands, maybe FNAF 2 or FNAF World 2 might be a thing.
Yeah, I was about to say that. You could still get a different company to do a FNAF World game. It's not over yet. I think I've said this to you before. I love FNAF World. I think it is so underrated, and I always say FNAF World is underrated.
That is crazy.
I love it so much. There's just a charm to it. I really do. And I know you don't like it, but I absolutely love it, man. I really do. I love everything about it.
I got a tweet about that.
If I had allowed myself to work on it for one more year, just like really double its development cycle and let it be a high res game, I bet it would have really been something. But like I said, who knows? Maybe for the sequel someday.
Let's move on to Steel Wall. The amazing Steel Wool Studios. That was the next game after Ultimate Custom Night. Help Wanted. One of my favourite games in VR. I absolutely loved it. What has it been like working with Steel Wool? Were you nervous about it? Because I know it's a big thing to, you know, give a company your baby, basically, and let them, you know, do what you've been doing for the past 5 years. How was it for the first time letting someone else work on FNAF?
I was really nervous about it. I was really nervous. You know, I went several years still doing it by myself, even after I had the financial ability to pay other people. Again, I wasn't in that mentality of being able to do that. So even though I could have done that, I was still doing things just all by myself, all the way through Pizzeria Simulator.
Yeah.
But by then it was I knew that it was getting too much for me. I knew that I had to find another partner for it, and I was scared of that because, you know, there are stories all over the internet available about just games that went completely wrong because of games being mismanaged in the hands of, you know, development companies. And I'm sure that all of their pitches on the surface would have sounded the same, but I really got lucky. For that reason, I really feel like I got lucky, because whereas I probably could have accidentally ended up with a company that did botch something, I didn't. I think I really honestly believe that I
he just said
landed
FNAF 2
with the best, just one of the best development companies. They've been just a pleasure to work with, and they've done a really great job. You know, this last one they did, Ruin, I thought it was just so much fun, and I think that might be my favorite thing that they've made was Ruin. And the things that they have planned, which I'm not going to talk about right here, but the things that they have planned are really exciting too. So yeah, I've been really happy. It's been a really good experience.
Teasing us.
Well, yeah, on Help Wanted. Well, I was going to throw in. I'm happy with how Help Wanted came out, because at the time, and I don't have this anymore. I don't have a VR setup anymore.
What?
But whenever the first Help Wanted came out, I did have a VR
setup. 6 months ago.
So I was able to beta test, and of course, I was leading the charge to want to beta test my own games. I got into the Funtime Auditorium and Funtime, and
he talked
and
about this in a Steam post. I remember.
I took the headset off, and I immediately got on the phone with Steel One and said, "I'm not doing it. I'm not going to test it. You test it. You're going to test it. You'll find someone else to test it." I didn't even get jump scared by Foxy. I was just in there in the darkness, and I knew I wasn't going to do it. And I never played it again. And I never played Help Wanted, and I never played Help Wanted 2 either. And I'm not going to.
He's never played Help Wanted 2,
though, right? Because in the past, like, when I've obviously done videos on Help Wanted 1 and 2, I get a comment saying like, "Oh, it's not that scary.
It's so
You're
different though
it's not
in
that
VR."
Bad." But you don't know until you've literally put on the headset, right?
Yeah.
It's completely different, you know, just watching it from a screen is compared to having the actual headset on. It's terrifying.
It's so
yeah,
different,
completely different experience.
My other question, Glitch Trap is
Ooh.
one of my favourite characters.
Asking Scott about Glitch
FNAF.
Trap.
Now, I absolutely love Glitch Trap. What are your thoughts on Glitch Trap as a whole? With the development of Help Wanted.
I love the character, and I know that this is kind of one of the places where I know that there's a little bit of a divide with maybe me and the fan base, or maybe just within the fan base, because I always lean sci-fi. I have a tendency to lean sci-fi, even though I try to come back into the roots of the supernatural instead. But I can't help my inclinations to lean sci-fi. So anything that involves possession of AI or possession of machines or circuitry, that I love that sort of thing. So I love the idea of Glitch Trap. I'm not a huge fan of the name, and here's the way that these things happen. Okay, and it's happened with Burn Trap too. Whenever I'm in the planning phase,
Burn
with
Trap
Steel Wool, we come up with temporary names for these characters. You know, whenever we're doing the pre-production document, I'll say, "Oh, well, he's glitchy. We'll call him Glitch Trap." "Oh yeah, he's burned. We'll just call him Burn Trap." But then those names get embedded in the source code because they use those temporary names also. And once they're in the source code, and once someone finds them in the source code, that's it. Like that's the canon name now, and there's nothing I can do about it. And hopefully we're learning our lessons going forward to maybe find I don't know, to just hone in on a better process there, because
that is
yes,
amazing.
I love the character. Not a huge fan of the name, but it is what it is for now. You know, it's the name.
I love Glitch Trap's name.
That is so funny.
Can you think of a name, like, on the spot, like what you would want to call him or not?
Oh, I have no idea. But you know what?
Oh.
A good example is Mexus, from Ruin. Now,
Oh.
that was a character where, even in just my design of the game, I thought that through, and I came up with that. And I'm really happy with it. I really like that name. It's a really cool name. But now, see, if I didn't have one of those ready to fire off, I might have thought up something like, I don't know, Purple Trap or
Oh, hell no.
or AI Trap or just something
Oh, no.
temporary, and then that would have been the can name. That would have been so much worse than Mexus. So
Mexus is their name.
We got Security Breach. Were you happy with the release of Security Breach when it first
Wow,
came
he's
out?
actually asking this.
Security Breach. There's a really big story behind that. That was definitely a challenging period, and a lot of things.
I never thought
a lot
you'd
of
ask
things
this.
just didn't align up perfectly for that, and there were a lot of reasons for that. I mean, obviously, I hear lots of studios and things kind of blame COVID for stuff, but there is a reason for that. COVID took well-structured work systems and suddenly scattered them and expected the work to continue to flow, and it just doesn't work that way. From my understanding, I'm pretty sure most, if not every, member of Steel Wool got scattered across the country and were trying to just carry on with the workflow, and it was just really difficult. I think that's really the only example when my idea of how a game was going to go was misaligned with how things were going with Steel Wool, and I had a specific story for this in mind. Okay, for Security Breach, I really did. I had a very specific story in mind, and it is very different than the one that got in the game.
Oh,
And I think a part of that is the way that I conveyed that to Steel
that is
Wool.
fascinating.
Because what I was trying to do was I was trying to tell Steel Wool to do specific things throughout the game, put specific items in specific places, have specific characters do certain things, meanwhile not telling them what the story plot was. Because in my head, I was thinking, okay, when people find this,
wow,
they will connect this to this to this, and it will all be revealed. And I thought I could do that without telling Steel Wool the story plot. That didn't work out very well.
That is a very goofy
because they
mindset,
got
but
all of
wow,
these
that is
pieces,
fascinating.
and they thought it was their job to connect them in a way that made sense. And so really what you ended up having were the same pieces, but telling completely different stories. And since I was trying to kind of tell a specific story with mine that went a certain direction, they were taking pieces I didn't fully understand and trying to craft a story out of them.
So
and
they were playing
again,
the role
I don't
of
blame them for that. I
fans.
blame myself for that, because I guess what I should have done is said, hey, here's the story. Here's why these pieces are here. Here's how they're supposed to connect. And I can give you a really easy example for this. And I'm hesitant to say this because I don't like messing with the lore. But I think in this case, it's okay. When it comes to Burn Trap, originally, Burn Trap was never supposed to move. He was supposed to just be something you saw in the corners, or like if you were walking past machinery, you might be able to peek in between two things and see him in the corner or propped up against a wall, almost like a some kind of decaying movie prop, and you never fully understood what his purpose was. And he had a very specific purpose, and I'm not going to say what that purpose was, but realistically, he never moved. Well, obviously that's not what we got in Security Breach. In Security Breach, we got a capsule opening and purple smoke flowing out.
I can't believe he's saying this.
And coming to get you. And so it's just not quite the same thing. So, but anyway, it didn't turn out the way anybody wanted. But hey, whenever that happens, just like whenever I stepped in it a little bit with FNAF World.
He's mentioning FNAF World
me
again.
and Steel Wool got together. We were like, look, all that matters now is making things right by the fan base. That's all that matters. We all had the best intentions going on. We all wanted to make a good product, and we went in and we made Ruin for it, and I hope that redeemed the game, and I feel like it did, because I think it was really great. And anything that we do going forward that continues that story or has those same themes, I think we're just going to be in a much better situation to continue on.
So, the Ruin DLC came out a year ago now.
Can you be quiet? The original video is linked in the description. If you don't want me yapping, go watch that. You don't have to be here.
The fan reaction to that was amazing. Everybody loved it, and everybody's looking forward to what's next. The ending of Ruin, with a specific character that came out.
Scott Cawthon talking about the Mimic.
The games, the Mimic. Any thoughts on the Mimic?
I cannot share any thoughts on the Mimic, other than I really like that character. This is a character that I really like and I'm really excited about. I think it's a really terrific antagonist.
There's more for the Mimic.
And
the way he's talking
I
about
don't think it's
more.
the last that we've seen of the Mimic. That's
I
all
knew
I'll
it!
say.
Yes.
The Mimic's coming
With
back.
that, do you have a favourite character in the Steelwool era of games?
I mean, Music Man is too obvious of an answer, right? I mean, I think all those characters turned out great. In fact, I think this is why it's hard to pick a favorite, because all of them turned out so well. You know, I've always really liked Vanny as a character. I don't think that Vanny was utilized to her fullest potential.
There you go.
And so hopefully we'll see another
Make it
opportunity
into a Mimic.
for Vanny to return as well. We'll see.
Ooh, okay. Moving on to the books.
I thought you said the movie.
So
Wow.
The books have been amazing. I've been doing little summary videos on the channel with Fazbear Frights. That was awesome. How has it been working on Fazbear Frights?
It's actually really enjoyable. It's probably one of the most enjoyable things that I do, because I just get to think up a really scary scenario and then I create maybe a 10 to 15 page story out of it. And then I have writers that I work with, obviously, and they take that and they really flesh it out and fill it out and add the details and turn it into a full-length story. And I get to kind of just really see it come to life. So it's been really enjoyable, and that's something that I really enjoy. It's funny because it's one of those things where, as long as I know that that's something that's happening in my life, I might be at the gym or I might be watching a show, and then suddenly something will come to mind, and I'll be like, "Oh man, this is gonna make a great story," and I get right home and I start working on it.
Do you have a favorite story out of all of them?
I think my favorite story it's probably Bunny Call. I know
Bunny
that's kind
Call,
of
that's
an
the one with,
oddball
Ralph
choice,
Rowe.
but there's a reason for it. Because some of these stories are based on my real life experiences. Bunny Call is not completely made up. I used to take my
Excuse
family
me?
to a family summer camp. Okay, this is one of my two. This is my two oldest boys were maybe 11 and 12 at the time. Or no. I bet they were 13 and 14. It's hard to remember exactly when this was. But then I had younger two that were just babies still. And whenever we showed up at camp, and we were all in the auditorium signing up for activities, it was rafting and boating. One of the things you could sign up for was a panda call. Okay. And a panda call it's a very deceiving title, because what that meant is that early in the morning, a bunch of the camp counselors dressed as killer clowns would come into your cabin and scare the crap out of your kids to wake them up
What is
early and drag them
this?
off to their daily activities. And so I signed up my two oldest, Ian and Braden, my old beta testers, for whenever they, for all their lives testing my games. I signed them up for it. And I thought, oh yeah, this will be kind of fun. It was kind of fun until the next morning started rolling around. I started thinking about what I'd done.
Bro actually had a real life
because then the next morning I woke up at 5 a.m. and I realized they're out there somewhere. I said, this is happening right now. And I started listening for screams, and I started listening for noises, and I even snuck out and went outside. It was dark and there were crickets chirping, and I was looking around, and I just thought to myself, somewhere out here in the dark in these trees are a bunch of clowns and they're coming to my cabin. and it was a really, really scary sensation.
Out of context, that is so
I just
funny.
went back inside and I looked at my family sleeping. I looked at my baby sleeping, and my kids and my wife, and I was like, what have I done? What have I done? Of course it ended up not being a big deal, because then I just heard a soft knock at the door, and I opened it, and there was a row of killer clowns. I said, never mind, you guys, and they just walked on. And so
Oh my
so
God.
so it wasn't a big deal, but it was still a really eerie feeling
This is the
like I had
inspiration for Bunny
signed
Call,
up for something that I'd regretted and I couldn't undo it, And so I based Bunny Call on that.
That is
Oh,
so
that's
funny.
awesome. You said that you've got relatable stories. Do you have a relatable story with Fazgoo?
Fazgoo!
Look, okay. Listen, anytime there's a series of a whole bunch of different things, you're going to have some that are great, and then some that's like, well, like what was going on with this? I don't know how to explain the Fazgoo. I'm sure I had something in mind that was really great, but they can't all be winners.
You missed with
Now
that
I will
one.
say a couple of the other ones that had real life connections. Sometimes you hear about people talking about their sleep paralysis demons or whatever. That's never really made sense to me, but now it kind of makes sense to me, and I don't know why it does. Yeah, every once in a while, a person you'll wake up, but you'll still be paralyzed in your sleep, and for some reason, I guess in that moment, you're still half dreaming, and so you have a tendency to still maybe see something before you fully wake up. And the Blackbird creature was mine.
Ooh.
That creature on the cover of Blackbird is my sleep paralysis demon, because I was on vacation, I was by myself, and I don't know what the circumstances were. I feel like I was taking a midday nap, but I woke up with a jolt, and for a split second I saw that thing standing over me, and I couldn't move, and my body was tingling, and I was just frozen up, and I was just so disoriented after that. But I never forgot that, and I knew immediately after that, it's like, I've got to get this into a story somewhere, like this crazy looking creature.
That is so cool.
That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. I've never had sleep paralysis, so I don't know what my creature would look like, but I hope it doesn't look like that.
I don't think it's a normal experience. I don't think it's an experience you should want to have. I don't feel like it's a healthy thing. So if that hasn't happened to you, I think you're in a good place.
Do you have a least favorite story?
I don't know. I think it probably might be the Fazgoo, or no. I mean, come on. It's got to be the one where the guy gets pregnant with Springtrap's baby. I'm not sure what I was thinking about. You know,
in the flesh.
Again, that's one of those things where, oh man, this is going to be really creepy. But then you step back and look at it from afar, and you're like, I don't know if this is a good idea. And I swear I wasn't picking on Matt Pat. That wasn't a story designed with Matt Pat in mind. It really, really wasn't. You know, listen, whenever you're doing these stories for this long, eventually you just run out of names, and you're going to cover all the names, you know? Yeah. Eventually I'll get around to Dawko, you know? And so if you see Dawko in one of these stories, it's not something personal. It's just because I ran out of names, you know?
I don't know. Dawko is a very specific name that you'd have to get to.
I probably have a few more to go through before I get to that, so you don't have anything to worry about.
When doing my summary videos, and I know a lot of people say the same, funny. People who loved Goosebumps when they were kids find these really relatable, right?
Yeah, it's a Springtrap baby
kids
story.
At school now read Fazbear Frights like their Goosebumps books. And as a kid, my favourite TV show was Goosebumps. Would you ever think about or like the idea of Fazbear Frights ever being like a TV
big
show
questions.
like Goosebumps, where it's like a series of some of the best stories or something adapted?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Whoa!
And that's something that can definitely happen, especially now that the first movie came out and was successful. I think that really opens the door to lots of other potential opportunities. The only thing to be mindful of is I don't want to oversaturate the market and just create too much. And I think that sometimes we get a little bit of that, where franchises have movies and too many TV shows, and it just kind of waters everything down. But I really do like that idea, and it is definitely something that could happen for sure.
Awesome.
That is
so. The next
crazy
segment is the FNAF movie. I've got some questions for you, Scott. First off, I absolutely loved the movie, as you know, and I know a lot of people did as well. The fans absolutely loved it, and it did really well at the box office as well. Super successful. Congratulations to you.
Almost 300 mil.
So yeah.
Almost.
First question is, how was working on the first FNAF movie after waiting for so long, after announcing it back in 2015? Well, you emailed me back in 2015 about it. I still remember that email. But yeah, how was it?
It took a really long time to get off the ground, really just because of the screenplay. But after the screenplay was really locked in, from there, all the wheels started turning.
Fazbear Fright thing.
You know, all the engines fired, and it took off. And it was a really fun experience from there. And really the screenplay just had a lot of challenges because of what it was. And it's really, you know, throughout all of those years, I worked with a lot of different directors, a lot of different writers, a lot of really talented people that eventually would end up leaving the project, but still really talented people. And it was really just a matter of there's just material that's difficult to translate to the screen. And one of the biggest issues is the animatronics, obviously being the monsters in the monster movie. If I were to approach any writer of a horror movie or any director and say, okay, here are your monsters, go make a monster movie with them, that's easy. You know, you give them all a knife, you go in, you just make your generic slasher, but just have it be, you know, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy doing the slashing. The nuance here is that these animatronics are possessed by the spirits of kids. And these are innocent kids. These are victims themselves. So it's very, very difficult to still have a horror movie, still have those kills that you need, but still preserve the innocence of those kids. And it's a really difficult thing to do. And there were several screenplays that did not hit that mark. And I think I was more cautious about that and more picky about that than anything else. If kind of the innocence of those spirits was not preserved properly, I wasn't going to go forward with it. And so, one quick example is the way that we were able to have a couple of kills in the movie was obviously the vandals. You have a group of people who are breaking in, they're disrespecting the place, they're trashing the place, they're there with bad intentions, and then you combine that with the fact that these animatronics are, the spirits in them are these kids that are basically very confused and lost, animals backed into a corner. You kind of left with this impression that adults are out to get them, and then you have these violent adults breaking in. And so it allows you to have that kill count while still being like, well, I can kind of see how that might happen. It was a tricky thing to do, but I think we were able to accomplish that.
Manipulated by William Afton still as well.
Yeah, that's right. That's absolutely right. The drawing on the wall was also kind of this layer, this blanket of manipulation over them all. So all those things combined,
there's about 20 minutes left in the interview.
You could see how these actions could happen, while it not necessarily being the fault of the kids.
With the fort scene as well. I loved the fort scene. I know some people were a bit confused by that, like why.
I'm still split on the damn fort scene, man.
I got it straight away.
I get it, but I
just want to show the audience that they're just kids, right? Were you happy with the first movie and how it came out?
Yes, I am. I am very happy. I mean, look, anytime anybody, I think pretty much anybody who's been through a process like this would be able to look back. And I do this with my games too. You look back and you're like, well, I wish I'd tweaked this. Oh, maybe this could have been like this, or maybe this could have been like that. But you have to just really take a step back and look at it as a whole, and where it came from, all the things that could have gone wrong, and all the things that went right, and just be really grateful that so many things just fell into place.
Mostly went right.
And I can give you a really quick example of why I don't want to second guess too much. At the 11th hour of this movie coming together, we still really didn't have a music composer, and I really wanted an animated intro. I was really pushing to have that 8-bit animated intro, but we didn't have anybody, and really not really anybody to have an idea of what kind of music we were looking for. 11th hour, Newton Brothers come in, and they write out that banger of a track, like absolute insane. I listened to that the first time, and I was like, wait a minute, do I have a theme song? Does Five Nights at Freddy's have a theme song? And I called Emma Tammy on the phone. I was like, wait, do we have a theme song now? Like, I can't tell you how excited I was over that. And you better believe you're going to hear that again at the beginning of the second movie too.
Oh,
I mean,
shoot!
That was just so incredible. The Newton Brothers just knocked that out of the park. So many things went right that I don't think I'm going to dwell too much on, what I would go back and try to do differently.
As we know, the movie was a major hit in 2023, super successful. The biggest horror movie of 2023 as well. How does that feel, seeing that happen?
It's nice. That part is nice. It's more important to me that if the critics had loved it, but the fan base was grumbling and saying, wait, this isn't how it is in the lore. Wait, we didn't like this. I don't like how they did this and this. And the fan base was unhappy. That would be a failure to me. I'm perfectly happy with all the critics hating it and the fan base reacting positively to it.
That's
so yes,
the mindset.
It is nice that the movie was successful. However, that is not the correct metric by which to judge the success of this movie. And in fact, opening night, which was Thursday night, where I am, I went to the very first showing, and the theater was pretty much empty. There were only a couple other people in there, but it was a 1:00 showing. So, but still, I saw that as kind of a bad sign. But I just watched it anyway. Then I went to the next showing, which was just later in the evening, and I told myself I wasn't going to go online. I wasn't going to read any reviews. I had already told everybody at Blumhouse, and I told my legal team, don't talk to me, don't call me, don't email me, don't send me charts, don't send me facts or figures. I don't want to hear anything about anything. I'm going through this whole weekend blind.
Dude needed
I just want to experience what everybody else is experiencing. Well, before I went into that second showing, I was just by myself. And then later that evening, my whole family was coming into town, by the way. My whole family was going to come into town and watch the movie with me that night. But this showing, I was still sitting by myself. I was checking my email, and I accidentally saw one of the reviews.
Oh, no.
And I saw that it was terrible. and that opened the floodgates, and I went and started reading all of the other reviews.
Oh,
And I
no.
immediately texted my family saying, "Don't come, don't come. You know, this is over. I
I'm
want to be
gonna
by
come.
myself." And I was already thinking in my head, like,
Do
how
not
am I going to
come.
write a letter to Blumhouse apologizing for this? How am I going to write a letter to the fans apologizing to this for just wasting everybody's time? And I was just incredibly depressed.
Aw.
But somehow Jason Blum caught wind of this. I don't know who I
Blum to
asked the
save the
question
day.
for what I said, but you know, he started just bombarding me with text messages saying, "Scott, the fans love it. The fans love it. You know, the movie's a big hit. Everything's great." He was just, you know, in all caps, everything all caps. My phone was just blowing with all caps texts. And so he really talked me through that to try to encourage me that even though the critics hated it, you know, there was a lot to be loved there by the fans. And so then I had my family come into town anyway, and we just sat in a packed theater and listened to, you know, the cheers and enthusiasm, and it really lifted my spirits. But you know, for a couple of hours there, man, I was pretty distraught. I thought the whole thing was just a complete disaster.
But it wasn't.
But it wasn't.
Yay!
It all worked out okay. You know, it all worked out okay.
Yeah.
And again, the movie's not perfect. There's definitely room to improve. But
my
yeah, I'm
camera
definitely
lagging?
happy that it was
Crap.
in general received well by the fan base.
The second movie,
Hold on, chat. Let me kill my camera
which is,
and bring it back.
you know, it's been announced that it's going to be coming out in 2025. Is it December 2025?
Yeah, December 5th, 2025, I think.
Is there anything exciting to talk
coming
about
back,
on
I'm
the
coming back.
second movie? Anything you want to say?
I'm not going to give away too many details.
Always have to die at the FNAF movie bit.
I will say that I'm following kind of the same formula where
Back.
the first movie is focused on the first game.
We know this, Scott.
So
We
I'm
know.
going to try to carry on that tradition onward with future movies. And I think
Future
that is
movies.
absolutely the way to go. And I think everyone's going to be really, really excited for what's planned for the second one. You know, the first one was really challenging because it's so much setup. It's like, how do you establish all of this? But now that we have that launch pad, where to go from there came a lot just more natural. It felt a lot more natural. And we were able to really craft just a really great story, I think. And
Yep.
so I'm really excited about it. And I won't say anything more, but I'm really hopeful that everyone's going to really love
Okay. Not
what's
too much
gonna,
news.
what's going to come around December 2025.
Yeah, so exciting. And is
Nothing too
Emma
massive.
back and everything?
Oh yes,
as
yeah,
well?
Emma's going to be back. She
Nice.
did such a great job on that first one, you know.
Emma's
Yeah,
confirmed
that's
back.
really good having the same director. So now we're going to be talking about
Into the Pit!
the new game that's coming out by Mega Cat Studios. We just got the trailer, another trailer, a couple like last week, and it
Into
looks
the
amazing. It looks so good. How has it been working on the game based on a Fazbear Fright story?
It's definitely been a unique experience. You know, I first started talking
Dude,
to
space boosted
Meg.
now.
I mean, it's been years and years since that game has been in development. And originally, it was just supposed to be a little novelty one-off. It's like, oh yeah, here's this little company that makes 16-bit cartridges,
Is
and
there
that
more?
was immediately appealing to me because I'm all about the Super Nintendo. And so if I could make something that would come on the Super Nintendo cartridge, you know, sign me up. That was the most exciting
there
thing.
more? He said
the most
originally.
exciting product I'd ever worked on. It was still just supposed to be a novelty, but as the development went on, everybody was looking at it thinking, this looks pretty good. This actually looks really good. And so they just kept on going with it. They could have stopped a lot sooner, and they could have stopped at just a little simple novelty game, but they just kept going. And I kept looking at thinking, yeah, keep going. And they kept going, and I would keep looking at it, and it just turned into this big, full-fledged, full-sized game. So we obviously decided to venture away from strictly the cartridges, so that everybody can be able to play it on Steam and everything. But it's really unique. It's just a really, really unique game, and I do love that it really gets into just this really gritty kind of gritty graphics that I haven't seen since, well, I guess since the late 90s, whenever you had those point and click type adventures, and you had that real kind of that pixelated art style that can be really creepy at times. I don't know. It's going to be a really
Comes out
unique
in a few
experience. And I think that
days.
everyone's going to really be excited about it. I really do.
Awesome. I can't wait to play it. How has it been working with Mega Cat Studios then?
Oh, it's been great. It's been really great. I really haven't had to give them. I mean, I have had to give them direction, but for the most part, it's been weird. They would go into the hole for 6, 7, 8 months at a time, and I wouldn't hear anything from them, to
What
the
does that
point
mean?
where I thought, is this okay? And I would even, you know, I talk to the other people that I work with, like, is this game okay? Is this going to be okay? Are they okay? Do I need to check on this? Do we need to check on them over there? But then I would get an update and it would just be all this crazy new stuff and all this crazy detail, this fluid animation.
That's good.
It's just crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. And then they'd go back into the hole again for 5, 6, 7 months. And then we just repeat.
I don't know how much
cycle.
I like that cycle.
But yeah, but now
Well,
here we are finally
cooking.
at the end of that road, and I think it's just turned out really great. Like I said, really unique, and I think everybody's going to really like it.
The reaction to the trailer has been amazing. All positive feedback about it. Super excited.
I mean, it looks insane, but that cycle worries me a bit.
The story of Into the Pit as well. Into the Pit's probably my favourite Fazbear Fright story. So with all the positive feedback about it, what do you see for the future of FNAF spin-offs made by
Dude's got some loaded questions.
Oh, it's definitely a possibility. In fact, I'd really like them to start working on Fetch. I think Fetch would make a really good game after this. You know, some stories obviously cater more toward being a good game
Fetch
than others,
game!
but there's something really scary about the thought of something always being out there and kind of watching your house, and then trying to come in and do things for you. Like, this is
video
kind of a scary
game.
thought. The thought that I might be online shopping looking for a specific thing, and somehow something out there is hearing that and receiving that, and then gonna come to me, sneak inside and put it somewhere without me knowing that it was there. It's just a creepy scenario. It's a creepy setup. And I think it'd be a really cool game to have to stop this thing, because obviously Fetch was out doing a lot of menacing things.
He wants them
to have to sneak around a neighborhood and stop this thing that's sneaking around so undetected. I don't know. I think it'd be a really cool game. So hopefully that'll be the next project. We'll see.
As the franchise has grown bigger, what challenges have you faced with running a franchise of this size? Is there anything you could be doing better?
I think something I should have maybe been doing better is I should have had a better structure in place as far as people to talk to the fan base. You know, I've always kept that on myself all during the years, and in the early years, I think that worked great because it was a little indie game, a little indie community, and then me, the indie dev, just chatting with the community and talking. But as the years go by and the franchise gets bigger and bigger, I don't know. I feel like I've slowly kind of lost touch with the fan base. Unfortunately, it's not that same relationship that it used to be. I really used to enjoy chatting with everybody and just kind of
come back to us.
I don't know, and I guess that's expected because FNAF is more of a big, it's kind of just kind of a bigger thing down it, and it's bigger than one person, and I can't just pretend like I can hop online and chat with everybody and solve everybody's problems anymore. Used to, I kind of could. I could just go in there and chat with everybody and resolve little problems as if
he was always
like
on the
Reddit.
Squabble
on a forum. I can always just step in and solve it, but it's just not the same. And I think that I should have realized that sooner. And I'm really only realizing that this year, that I really need to have a better structure in place. You know, and the fan base deserves that. The franchise deserves that. The fan base deserves that, to have more people in charge and running a Twitter page and official news feeds.
Yep.
You know, an official news feed, so that there's not so much confusion about what's real and what's not real, and real news and fake news.
I hope it's a bit more active after.
Is this confirmed? Is this not confirmed? You know, I could have avoided
because they were pretty slow leading
years
up to
of
it.
that if I just kind of had a better structure in place with people to listen to, and like I said, a news feed and someone else to just provide better answers to the fan base. So I'm trying to get all that in place, and I really think I think it would just better serve the fan base. And I think everybody would be a little happier if it's not just me trying to jump in and straighten things out when needed.
Yeah, I think the Twitter's a great idea. We're recording this in June, but you know,
wow, back
it
in
was
June.
announced today. The schedule for what's coming out during that week is really exciting and really good. So people,
yeah, I hope the Twitter stays pretty active after the anniversary.
They kind of know what's coming, which is really exciting. And you know, communication like that, you know, it's you know, people have really appreciated that. So thank you for doing that. And looking forward to seeing what happens next on the Twitter, what they announce. And apart from the second movie to look forward to, is there anything else you can hint at for the future? Any future titles or any little hints to get people excited for the future?
One of the good things is going to be coming from Steel Wool, but that's going to be announced here in this same week that your interview is going to air. So I think that's it. In fact, I'm not sure if it was right before this or right after this.
Yeah.
It might have been
Don't
right
leak
after
it.
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Okay. And obviously everybody knows about the movie, and right now the books are these interactive books, which I read things like that growing up, and so I'm excited about those. And I've tried to add some depth into those to where you can actually collect items in them and things like that. So it's really not just about picking a path; it's about picking a path and getting something.
Fun. We read one
and then
yesterday.
going to the other path and being able to use something. So it makes it more interesting and more intricate. But yeah, I mean, that's the plan for movies, games, and books. And I already told you my hope for the next Mega Cat game. And and there is another game planned with Steel Wool, but that's not going to be announced for a while yet. So I can't talk about that. But there is something down the pipe.
Sheesh.
Okay.
That's fascinating. So their announcement isn't the new game.
Even beyond what's being announced this week, there's something beyond. But I can't talk about that.
There's something.
Yeah,
so
I won't
their
spoil
announcement
anything,
isn't a new game.
But I read the week before, guys, and it is good. So please, check it out when it comes out. I'm looking forward to the Into the Pit one. VIP is the interactive novel VIP another one as well?
Yes, yeah. VIP it's one that I did with Scholastic, just like the others, but it's just going to be free. It's specifically for this event. I mean, I might still be included in a box set later down the road, but no, for this week, it was made specifically for this event. By the same author, I believe, as the week before. So if you enjoyed that,
E.C. Myers,
you'll enjoy VIP. And I really love the story for VIP. I'm not going to ruin it, but it might be one of my favorites. So hopefully everybody really enjoys that.
That's awesome. I'm pretty sure it comes out before the interview. So
okay, great.
Future me, if you're watching, you probably loved it. There is a collab announcement tomorrow from this interview. Whatever it is, I don't know, but it seems that you've been more open with collaborations with games recently. The Funko one as well. Are you more open to more collabs since we last spoke during the last interview? Would you be interested in whatever it is? I don't know, like Fortnite or Dead by Daylight. Have those popped into your head at all? Or
I'm very careful with collaborations because I want to protect the brand and I want to make sure that Five Nights at Freddy's stays as Five Nights at Freddy's. And there are some games where even if I really enjoy the game, it just doesn't feel like a good match. It feels like a mismatch. The brand integrity is the most important thing for me, and keeping everything feeling like it belongs. And so that's really been my only hesitancy. I feel like I am branching out a little bit, and I am a little bit more open to those things than maybe I was in the early years, but I'm still very careful about it. We'll just see. We'll see how things go.
Okay.
Fascinating.
Anything else you would like to add to finish off the interview?
Let's see here. No, I mean, I think things are in a good place, and like I said, I think that the things that are on the horizon are all things to be excited about, and I think that everybody's going to really enjoy. The things that the fan base really going to enjoy. And I wish I could talk about those more, but I don't feel like I can.
So do you think we're going to have another interview in 10 years time?
Hopefully.
It doesn't have to be 10 years.
In person,
we
like
can try
Dawko
to do this
said.
a little bit more often.
Every 5 years?
Yeah, every 5 years. There we go.
Well,
okay. Shaking your hand.
Just make it a
that's
regular
still quite
thing.
a ways.
Okay,
But whatever.
Awesome.
I'll take
The
it.
biggest thing that everybody has been begging me for this interview when I announced it is the box.
The
That
box.
is, everybody just wants to know anything about it because it's the biggest mystery out of the whole 10 years of FNAF, I would say. Maybe Midnight Motorist is number 2.
The box.
But yeah, I'd say the box is the biggest mystery that everybody wants.
He did tease that earlier in the video.
Snippet of something. Help.
Okay.
Help.
Well, I can try to give somewhat of an answer to that, even though it might not be extremely satisfying for a lot of people. So I would encourage people to turn off the interview if they don't want an answer that they might not be happy with.
All right, chat. There you go.
You know, whenever I'm making these games, there are a lot of things that are in my head that are just flowing ideas. And when I have them and put them there, it's the first half of something. It's like a string or a rope just like reaching out. And I know that what's there on the other end is there. I trust that it's there. I know that it's there. And then whenever I progress forward, the rest of that just reappears. The rest of it appears and just fits into place perfectly. That's how all my games have been made. I feel that there is something there, and I make the roads to get there for that to be revealed. But then sometimes when things do progress, the roads aren't always the same roads as the ones that had been planned before. And so what that means is, even though at the time something was definitely there, something was definitely reaching out to be there, and I could feel that it was there, the progression of the story didn't go there. And so those strings never got pulled on, and those and the other half of that idea remained in the ether, remained in my subconscious. All of that to say, there is something in the box, but I never pursued it, and I don't know if I can find it again. And I think that's the best answer that I can possibly give for that.
That is
Scott, thank
deep.
you so much.
That's actually
for the
deep.
interview. Myself and everybody really does appreciate it. We're looking forward to the future. We're looking forward to this week. Future me is probably stressing out, playing all the demos and getting ready for Into the Pit in a few days. I'm so excited for Into the Pit. I really, really am. And all the fanverse stuff as well. My Pop Goes and The Joy of Creation.
Fanverse mentioned.
Demo. I'm looking forward to playing all of those as well and reading the new book. There's a lot in that week. I'm going to just be MIA that whole week. I've already told my friends and family, like, I'm not going to be here for the whole week. Don't call me. Don't text me. I'm going to be in this room just doing everything I can that week. And yeah, we really do appreciate it. So yeah, I think that's it. Which is really weird. That hour went so quick. Thank you guys for watching.
Officially a red herring.
Again, I appreciate
guess.
you guys.
I mean, it seems like we're never gonna.
Without you guys watching the channel,
the answer.
You know, I wouldn't be doing this in the first place.
Which makes sense.
Interviewing Scott.
Hold on,
so it really does mean a lot to me. Thank you so much. And yeah, I hope you all have a fantastic 10-year anniversary.
You too, Dawko.
And you're all enjoying yourselves, playing the demos and reading the books and stuff, and are excited for Into the Pit. And Steel Wars announcement as well. That's so exciting. But yeah, thank you, Scott. I appreciate it. So yeah, we'll both leave now.
See ya.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for having me, Dawko. Talk to you later.
Thank you, Scott. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, so even if you guys saw Dawko's new FNAF Unsolved series, him and John talked about how... Oh, crap. Now I lost my train of thought. It seems like the box meant something in the past, but since it's never really been expanded upon in, like, the current time of FNAF's existence, just straight up, it's kind of pointless now. It definitely meant something back then, and I'm not even a theorist, so I'm not, qualified to talk about this thing, but it seems like the box is not important anymore. And I think that answer confirms it. The box is pointless. You don't need to theorize on it anymore. It could have went somewhere, and it seems like Scott had plans to bring it somewhere, but ultimately, it seems like it doesn't matter, or it's never going to come to fruition, you know? But that is super, super fascinating. Honestly, I said earlier before this started, I was very concerned for this interview because it was so short. It was half an hour shorter than the 2018 one. Honestly, and I'd love to know, what do you guys think? I think this was a really good interview. He asked questions I was not at all expecting. About the books, about, about the Mimic, Glitch Trap, the Fazbear Fright TV show, the box. I was not expecting to get big reveals like that. And you guys saw every now and then I'd have to turn my attention to Twitter because, unfortunately, I have to multitask here. I'm a one-man show in this JonnyBlox news reporting scene, so I got to do it all myself, but that was a crazy good interview. That was really good. Great interview. Yeah, it was really good, yes. Great questions. Yeah, interview was pretty good. I am very, very happy with that interview. A lot of fantastic questions right there, and a lot of fantastic answers from Scott. I really do hope this happens more frequently than that 5 years, like they said. Because it seems like Scott, and I will go back to rewatch the interview. I do want to do a video covering all of the answers, so I will go back and make sure what I'm about to say is 100% correct. But it seems like Scott is slowly getting back into the community, and it seems like he wants to interact with fans a lot more, and he's a lot more open to discuss, open talking about FNAF as a whole, as well as that collaboration question, which didn't really seem to go anywhere. But yeah, I am so excited. Lovely, lovely interview. Fantastic interview. Like I said, I want to do a video going over all of the big reveals. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to end the stream right now, and I'm going to go do that and have that out for today or tomorrow instead of T-Jock. So I'm going to go work on that. So, fantastic interview. Very short stream. Like I said, I will likely not be live tomorrow or Tuesday. But if there are some other big announcements, then maybe I'll hop on. But I'm going to go back into video making mode for the next couple of days. But we will be back on Wednesday, the 7th, for 5 laps. We're going to be streaming that. And then, obviously, the 8th is Into the Pit. Yeah, a Fetch game from Megacat Studios? That is crazy. I'm going to have to read Fetch, because that is absolutely insane. Oh, and then a sequel to FNAF World? He brought up FNAF World like 2 or 3 times that interview, so he's got FNAF World on the mind. Let me actually check. So that was back in June, when that interview happened. Let me see, when did he update the FNAF World on Steam? When did he do that? That was in July. That interview where he talked about a possible sequel to FNAF World if he has more time and stuff like that, that was in June, and then he updated FNAF World on Steam beginning of July. I don't know, chat. Hey, if we're ever getting a FNAF World sequel, I think we might be coming up on it. Maybe if he's not working on it right now, he's at least thinking about it. Because he mentioned FNAF World so many times, then after this interview where he talked about FNAF World, he updated it on Steam. Wow. There's a lot to think about in this interview. Whoo-wee. Alright, so in that case, I'm going to get working on a summary video, as well as a discussion video where I talk about all my answers, because I was pretty busy throughout this reaction, but wow. That was crazy. Thank you all so much for watching this stream. Like I've already said the plan for the future stream, so I'm just going to close it out now. Thanks for watching. Again, the original interview is linked down below if you want to go rewatch it yourself. And then keep an eye out for videos returning very soon, today, tomorrow. That summary video for the interview, as well as hopefully a T-Jock video, because I want to get that done. Yeah, a lot of exciting stuff happening, so... Whew, it's a good week. Oh, it's a fantastic week, chat. Okay, that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Dawko, for letting me react to this. It was a fantastic interview. Hopefully it happens more often, because that was so fun. Okay. Bye. Woo-wee. See you, chat.